Hello guys, welcome to my new video, and today we'll be talking about the best healer essences. We'll be talking about the majors, minors, we'll be talking about what essences are going to be good for your healer. I'll be trying to cover a lot of the healing specs, not every single healing spec, because a lot of the essences covered here are going to be great no matter what healer you're playing. And I'll be talking about how to get them. So this is going to be like a survival guide for healers coming into BfA 8.2, because I know a lot of people out there are confused about which essence is going to be good for my, major slot, which essence is going to be good for my minor slot, how am I going to use them, do I use them in 5-mans, do I use them in raids? It is a whole lot of confusion out there, and hopefully this video is going to shed some light on some of these topics. Keep in mind, a lot of things are changing. There is still a lot of discussion going on about which major and minor essences can be strong for healers based on situations. Certain essences are good for like burst healing, certain essences are good for mana, certain essences are good for classes that overheal and things like that. So keep that in mind. Not every class is going to be great for essences, and I'll talk about some of the ones that I feel are very strong. If we look at the essences, and there's a lot of essences that are good for healers, but overall there's only about 3 or 4 that you really want. And this guide is going to be looking at essences, or at least is going to be looking from my perspective. I want to level my main character, but I also want to keep my alts kind of close together. So I want to grind my alts, my main, possibly my third character as well. So what essences can I focus on straight away and not waste my time on essences that are just straight up garbage? First of all, we have to look at the Ever Rising Tide, and it's a healer specific essence. It is right here. Overcharge your mana for 10 seconds. This should be 8 seconds. It hasn't been updated, causing each spell you cast to increase your healing by 3% stacking, while overcharge your mana regeneration is halted. This is a essential kiss curse type of essence. It can lead to a lot of detrimental value to you if you do not optimize this. As you can see, it says your mana regeneration is halted. This ends up costing a ton of mana for you. So if you cannot cast enough spells during the 8 seconds, if you cannot build up that healing increase, and you don't really have like healer cooldowns to use or optimize that healing increase with, this is going to be really bad. First of all, rank 1 of this essence is almost, most people will say this, should not be used at all, because it probably will cause negative healing because of the mana cost. So you probably don't want to pick up rank 1, but you want to grind towards rank 2 and rank 3. Rank 3 is going to give you additional haste. So you want to start grinding this. This is going to be good for majority of healers out there, especially healers who tend to kind of build up their healing and have a lot of cooldowns, like Resto Druids, like Discipline Priests. To some extent, Holy Paladins are going to be really strong for this. You know why? You know why Holy Paladins are going to be very strong with Glimmer of Light? Because you see this, while overcharge your mana regeneration is halted, Holy Paladins don't give a crap about mana. This is one of the reasons why I feel that Holy Paladins with Glimmer of Light are going to be extremely strong in 8.2. A lot of these essences have these negative values and maybe mana annotations attached to them, but Holy Paladin with Glimmer of Light does not use mana. They are extremely mana efficient, so overall ERT is looking like pretty good essence for a lot of the healers out there. So how do you get ERT? First of all, you will have to basically grind Narjatar reputation, so that's either Uncohen or Unshackled, and it is going to require a decent amount of reputation grind. I'm already going to tell you there are a couple of essences that require reputation grind, so if you have an option of going to human if you're on alliance side, which is going to give you an additional reputation bonus, do it. If you have the gold, if you have the money, do it. This is going to save you multiple days, possibly weeks of grinding. It is very efficient to go human for these. For Mythic Plus, this is also looking like a good essence, like Resto Druids. A lot of the healers who don't tend to have mana issues, this is going to be very strong. ERT, remember the name, Ever Rising Tide. Now, another healer specific essence that's also relatively strong for a lot of healers out there is called the Well of Existence. And Well of Existence is basically, the way I'm going to talk about this is the overhealing essence. So releases all healing stored in Well of Existence into an ally, so basically gives you a single target healing. The minor is 50% of your overhealing is stored in Well Existence. When you heal a target under 40% health, the Well releases up to a certain amount of stored healing into them. So basically, Healing classes that tend to overheal quite a lot are going to be very strong for this. Again, Glimmer of Light Holy Paladin is looking to be strong. There are multiple classes that will be using this, at least maybe the minor one. Multiple classes might be using this for Mythic Plus, especially healers who don't tend to have good single target healing. This major ability here can be used somewhat in Mythic Plus environment as well. So again, totally worth getting this. So how do you get it? It is basically obtained through reputation again, and this is from Mechagon reputation. So it is very, very important to grind rep. And keep in mind, at least from what I'm aware of, reputation is not account wide, so you'll have to do this on multiple alts, unfortunately. So another essence that is going to be, or at least is looking very strong for multiple healers out there, and it is not a class specific or role specific essence that is used by most people, and that is Memory of Lucid Dreams. And the way that I'm going to refer to this essence is the mana essence. So clear your mind and attune yourself with the Heart of Azeroth, increasing your mana generation rate by 100% for 12 seconds, and your spells and abilities have a chance to refund 50% of your mana, spend them, and individually heal you. So this is like a leech effect, and also give you versatility. So this is overall, again, looking quite a strong essence for a lot of healers, even possibly one of the major essences to be used in raids for things like Resto Druids, possibly Mistweavers. We'll have to see classes that tend to kind of dip down with mana regen. Keep in mind, because E or T, like I mentioned before, you don't really want rank 1 because rank 1 is not great. Rank 2, rank 3 is getting a lot better, and they're overall very strong for things like Resto Druids and things like that. It might be a while. If you're progressing Mythic Jaina right now, you probably won't want to use E or T because it's going to be kind of negative, because its rank 1 is not great. You might be looking at even picking up, if it's possible, Well of Existence, or possibly, like I mentioned, the mana essence, Memory of Lucid Dreams, if you're progressing Mythic Jaina and you want to get Mythic Jaina done for that achievement. So these are the 3 essences that are looking extremely good for majority of healers out there. They're all kind of, the minors and majors might be swapped in and swapped out for all the healing specs, depending. Memory of Lucid Dreams is looking good for a lot of the healers. The way that you get it is you have to complete a quest that is to do with a bodyguard in Najatan area. We can go a bit more detail into this. So there is a cap on how much experience you get. You need to get your bodyguard to rank 3. So to get rank 1 of the essence, which requires rank 3 of your bodyguard, it will take around 600 experience, or basically 2 days of daily questing with a bodyguard. So you can't get it any sooner than that. If you want to get rank 2, it's going to be 10 days, rank 3 is going to be 20 days, and rank 4 is purely kind of cosmetic. You don't really care about that, but yeah, 87 days seems quite a bit for that. But overall, 2 days to get this. So you might not be able to get it for Wednesday. Actually, it's impossible to get it for Wednesday or for your raiding days, depending on when you're going to raid. So overall, it might be hard to pick this up straight away. You might end up using the Crucible of Flame for some of your progression, for Mythic Jaina progression, if you're raiding on the day of 8.2 release, because that's the one that you get by default. So keep that in mind. But like I mentioned, Memory of Lucid Dreams, you also have E or T, you also have Well of Existence, and then some class specific ones which are going to be strong for certain healers is Vision of Perfection. And it is mainly looking at healing classes like Holy Paladins. It was extremely strong for Holy Paladins with Glimmer of Light, but it was nerfed by a lot. So now it's somewhat situational, but it's not going to be released with 8.2. It's going to be released with Season 3, and it's going to do with Mechagon, because Mechagon is not released at the start of 8.2. Mechagon will be released at least later down the line, the same way that Mistweavers, and that's the only healer that's looking at a PvP trait, and that is Conflict and Strife. So this is the only healer that I'm talking about when I talk about Conflict and Strife, and that is Mistweaver, and that is to do with Way the Crane. Way the Crane is looking like a legitimately good essence for raids and Mythic Plus. It's looking extremely good for fortified weeks, where you can really make use of your DPS and things like that. For tyrannical weeks, we'll have to see how the mana consumption is gonna fare with, because it costs around 25,000 mana to use, but it's extremely efficient because of the healing that it provides. So to get that, you won't be able to do that until Season 3 opens again. You need to earn 500 conquest and claim a PvP war chest. If you want to see, if you're not sure, you can see it here. Mechagon is open Season 3. You can see the conflict and Strife claim a weekly PvP war chest is only open in Season 3, so that's 2 weeks after 8.2 is released. But overall, this video, I wanted to basically talk about the easiest or essences that are probably going to have you covered for majority of 8.2, majority of the new raids and things like that. The 3 essences with possibly class-specific essences with Vision of Perfection and Conflict and Strife for Mistweavers, Vision of Perfection probably for Holy Paladins. Then you have Memory of Lucid Dreams for a lot of healers that require that mana, primarily things like Mistweavers, possibly Resto Druids. Then you have your essences or healer-specific essences with Ever Rising Tide. Again, great use for Discipline Priests, great use for Resto Druids. Then Well of Existence has multiple uses with like other healers like Resto Shamans and things like that. So these are the major essences, or at least essences that you want to start farming. A lot of them are coming from Reputation, Bodyguards, PvP, or MegaCon, which is released Season 3. PvP is released Season 3. So the only things that you really can start doing it is the Mechagon rep, Najatan rep, and then leveling your Bodyguard. Hopefully this video was not too long. I'm kind of tired. I do want to give a big shout out to Questionably Epic, because the website provides a lot of really nice theory crafting for a lot of healers. They have a really nice write-up on essences and things like that. I definitely recommend a lot of people to check it out. Really good information there. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know how you feel about the healing essences. I'm kind of excited to see how strong Holy Paladin with Glimmer of Light can be with these essences, because mana is not a constraint. It's very interesting. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next guide.